B,
man.
did you see my tweet from a few days ago? I was having this argument with my coworker. He's a little bit
Uh-huh.
older than me, right? He's actually the person that trained me, and we was having this discussion because I said something, and I said Chris Brown's the only like R&B legend that we have that has like no classic album. He said, "What are you
I
talking
saw
about? He has multiple classics." I was like, "No." I said, "Justin Timberlake has more classics than Chris Brown." I'm like,
hmm
"Justin Timberlake is closer to Michael Jackson than what you think Chris Brown is." He was like, "What are you talking
hmm
about? No, he's not. Chris Brown's at the peak of his game." I said, "But he has no classic album." And so we was going back and forth. He said, "Bro, put it on your podcast. Like, who got
hmm
like more classic albums?" I'm like, "Dog, I'm telling you, everybody's going to say Justin Timberlake. What are you talking about right
Facts.
now?" I'm like,
B,
Chris
I
Brown
even
has
said
no
it.
classic album.
I saw when you tweeted it. I picked Justin Timberlake. I'm like, Chris don't got no classics. He got classic songs, but not a full
Well,
body
see,
of
that's
work.
the thing, though, B. I'm still a bit apprehensive on that. Does Chris Brown really have classic songs like that? Because I was thinking about it like this, right? And I told my homie at work, I said, if you were to put certain songs against Chris Brown from Justin Timberlake's discography, Justin Timberlake is going to demolish Chris Brown. Especially if you put like his spades against Chris Brown's spades.
Mhm.
Chris Brown isn't winning. B, what can Chris Brown defeat by until the end of time by Justin Timberlake?
Oh,
What can he beat?
nothing.
What can he beat with suit and tie? B, Cry Me a River? Chris Brown ain't beating none of those.
hmm
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to spades, our jokers, Justin
hmm
Timberlake got them. Chris Brown, look, Chris Brown can't even defeat Usher.
No, no, no,
Usher
no.
got classics. Chris
hmm
Brown don't. He is the only R&B legend that has no like classic album.
hmm
And I love Chris Brown. His 20th year anniversary coming out this year. I want to talk about it at one point. But he has no classic album. He has never
I got
changed
you.
the course of R&B like that to me. He's been one of those, I want to say progenitors that were like really ahead of the time with meshing R&B and hip hop really like too
hmm
close together to where they were too synonymous. But besides that, he really doesn't have anything where he, at least in my head right now, has pushed the sound different forward. He should have been doing something like a Justin Timberlake did with Future Sex Love Sounds. He should have been doing something different to actually change the course of like R&B or like make an album with like a different sound. But he
I'm gonna say
don't.
this. This how I always felt like Chris Brown was. Chris Brown was super talented, but I always felt like he was. You know when you have the traditional, you like Usher, the dancer, the singer.
Hmm.
Chris Brown was the last of that, and he
Hmm.
actually took it further. Like you had Mario, you had like what's the
Maybe
other guy do that
Tank.
like no, just the R&B and singing, like singing that combo. You
Hmm.
had you had that used to be a
Oh, you mean
thing back
R&B
in
and dancing?
yeah, R&B. I said, yeah, the R&B and dancing combo that they used to
Hmm.
have, right? I say Chris Brown was the last of that. He was like that hybrid. He was the one that was like super successful. He had the look, he was tall, light skinned dude. The girls loved him, right?
Hmm. And
But
started at a
after
young
that,
age.
and started at a young age. After him, it was no more of that. Because Chris Brown was, they did all those projects. Like I said, I brought the Marios and all these other guys up. But Chris Brown was the one that stuck out. But he never, to me, he has classic songs to me, but I understand he don't have that album or he don't have like that song that if you compare it to Justin Timberlake. But this is what I'm gonna say. What?
Look, me,
I'm just saying.
as soon as you gotta get readjust yourself in the chair, you be like, this is what I gotta say.
It's pretty much saying what you're saying. Chris Brown is not who they think he is. You get what I'm saying? He's not that guy. Like you said, Usher. Chris Brown just ended up being successful. He was like a prototype, not a prototype, but just the successor, or what do you call it? Yeah, the predecessor of like
Yeah,
a Usher
he was the successor.
archetype.
Yeah.
He wanted to be like that, but he ended up taking off a B. He wasn't like that. To
He never
me,
was,
vocally,
B.
nah, he wasn't like he's dope though. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah,
not saying Chris
yeah.
Brown's not dope.
He's
I'm
our
just saying,
generation, of course.
yeah. But it's no more after him. I feel like you can't do that no more. Cause look, it's gone. They trying to bring it back. I don't know if you follow R&B Radar on Twitter.
Yeah. Hmm.
They always posting like, kids that's out here trying. They like, oh, you got this new kid that's singing and dancing, and you got
Yeah,
this
like
other
the guy
kid.
that signed under Usher. Like
Yeah,
the
you
new
saw
guy.
this one group that's trying to bring back New Jack Swing. It
Hmm.
just don't hit the same. It's just like it's like what they call it, reheating old nachos or something like that. It's some
Yeah.
stuff that is just some things you can't bring back because it's a more of a feeling, a vibe, a era. Like we're past that. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying
Hmm.
to take away cell phones from us and have the it's never leaving. You can't bring back the no technology life. Like where it's no, nobody care about dancing no more. Nobody care about nobody care about a R&B singer that's dancing in the videos no more. It's not a thing no more. The boy group, get over it, guys. It's
Mhm.
over. Chris
It's kind of
Brown,
like when that one guy said on Twitter that they should bring back something like 106 in Park where they choose music videos. I'm like, it's too late for that. I'm like, this is gonna be like a G4 revival all over again. Yeah, the nostalgia is gonna hit
B.
you for the beginning, but it's gonna phase out so quickly.
It's gonna fade out so quick. And then plus, they talking about making a countdown show. People don't watch TV like that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And they're gonna do is look at the clips. You're gonna have to clip it up on YouTube. People just gonna be on YouTube watching the music video. Why would we have
Mhm.
to go onto a show to watch the music video? We don't do that no more.
Exactly.
It's over.
We have
TRL,
too
all
much
that stuff is
choice.
gone. Yeah.
Why would we
Bro,
want to
you
sit through commercials to watch a music video when we could just do
bro,
that on
they
YouTube?
people don't care about music videos. Only time people care about music videos in our culture is a Drake music video, just to make
Hmm.
fun of Drake or something, or a Kendrick video, just to see, oh, subtle shots. Oh, look at this, it's better than Drake's. But in that, who cares about a music video being out?
But
Nobody cares.
had a resurgence of it, but after that,
Nobody cares. Bro, I never heard
people
people like, oh yeah,
from that kind of.
yeah. They only care about the beef music videos. Nobody care about
Mhm.
music videos. Like, get out of here. Come on, bro.
But this, I'm not. But to bring this back, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to Chris Brown because Chris Brown, legend. But you know how
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, Jay Z's a legend," and he was never the hottest guy out during the year that he dropped the album or
Hmm.
whatever. But Chris Brown is that, but he has no classic album to go with that though. See, that's the difference
Facts.
with it. Chris Brown always had, and I hate to say it like this, Chris Brown post Rihanna situation, right? He's never had songs that really like stayed on the radio like that that are like timeless classics. Like he has some good songs like No BS, love it. I love when he was doing the mixtapes during the blog era. I love all that. But in terms of like hits, like These Girls Ain't Loyal, that stuff was like of the era. Like he's always made of the era music. And I know a lot of people get on Drake for those same type of things. Chris Brown is definitely a progenitor of that as well. Like he does that. Especially when
What's
he started
that?
doing those 40 track albums. Oh my God, B. It was too much.
Chris always have a joint on the radio. Like he got residuals now, right? But look, I
Hmm.
know what you're saying. Chris Brown don't have a Adorn by like Miguel. That's what you're saying.
Hmm.
He don't have
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm saying.
timeless
Like,
song.
but B, think about everything off of Confessions by Usher. Chris Brown
Hmm.
don't have that. He don't have a
Yeah.
Confessions Part Two. He don't have a Burn. You Got It Bad. Caught Up. Superstar. Chris Brown does not have any of that. All of his hits
Hmm.
stay in that era. That's what it is. Like, yeah, we get nostalgic of it, and we like it, of course, because we grew up with it. But besides that, they never really last or stand the test of time overall.
And and another thing I'm gonna do for Chris, I'm gonna give him a little leeway, right? What he did was wrong, the whole Rihanna thing, but I think that also held him back because let's say if we watched Chris grow without having that on his jacket,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he would have got more push and had a song that could have had that feeling. Because you gotta understand, like the songs like Adorn, the songs like Usher tracks on the Confessions, they
Hmm.
had that radio play. It was a more that's when Usher, he was an adult because his when he was a young kid, we don't care about none of those songs from when he was young. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like put out music. So I feel like we would have watched Chris Brown grow without all the stuff with Rihanna on him. Maybe he could have got that from the radio or from got that classic feel. Because bro, I remember we couldn't escape Adorn. You could not
Hmm.
escape that song when it was dropped. Great song. And look, I'm not trying to go to Miguel, but I'm just saying
It's a
one
good
thing about
example.
yeah, but one thing about Chris Brown, even though with the stuff he have on his jacket, he's still, he's winning his Grammys. He still have something played on the radio, but it don't have that big push because we know Chris Brown is for to be like out of here. We had
Yeah.
he for to be out of here, bro. But so that's the only thing I hold him back on because
No, I
Justin
agree.
had
I
that.
agree. Even though Justin
Justin,
kind of had something like that on his jacket, because remember, a whole bunch of black people don't like Justin because of the
yeah,
whole Janet
B.
Jackson thing or whatever. But besides that, it's not as bad as the Rihanna thing.
When black people don't like somebody, nothing happens. We talk about this. When we don't like something, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If the power that be don't like you, if you do something like that, bro, Justin Timberlake ripped a titty out and Janet Jackson got in trouble. Like, yo, no, did it. He
Hey
did
B,
it.
that's that white power B. What they call it? White
What,
dang, what they
white
call it?
privilege?
Yeah, white
White
privilege.
privilege.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
B, come on. And after when Justin did that, Justin freaking put out freaking
2020
endless
experience.
time. Yeah, more
Yeah,
than that.
future love. Yeah,
He put out Future Love sounds after that. Like
it's like yeah, we kind of scrubbed that to the side.
in the
It's
time, all
Justin.
in the time was on 97, the box, all that. You know what I'm saying? It was
No,
on
until the end of
everything.
time, it's still on the radio.
On
Like it be
bro.
on the R&B station. I'm like,
Yeah.
dog, like I think what the thing is, I think Chris Brown needs a neo soul album. I think that's the thing. He needs some type of neo, or at least he did back then. He needed something that was going to be genre defining or genre pushing. That's the problem. Chris Brown don't have no album like that. He isn't. His pen isn't as good as R. Kelly's, right?
Mhm.
He don't have he obviously he can't be he has to be in the status of someone like an R&B artist like an Aaliyah where you start off young but you got to push the genre forward. You got to
Mhm.
lock in with one producer and you got to really do something special. I
Mhm.
feel like Chris Brown is lacking that in his career, and I do agree with you that the whole Rihanna thing I think is what held him back from being able to do that. And at this point, he's just fighting to put out all these songs so that way he can make it out, basically. Because say you do come out with an album like that, some people they might not attach to it that well, especially the mainstream audience. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah. Hey, and bro just got locked up. I don't know if you've seen the news.
Yeah, and his tour starts. Literally, he gets out after his tour is supposed to be starting.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
And I saw people playing. We're gonna move on, but people was like, hey, they said, oh, he was young. Look, he's older and still getting in trouble. I was like, bro, hey, people go have that smoke for Chris Brown forever. Even though after all that happened, him and Rihanna was back together, sitting courtside at games, all that. But now, bro, it's still on your jacket.
Look,
It's
and
still
the
on your
funny part
jacket,
is
bro.
people that talk about abuses, all that, like Kaylani, when they see her, or like people like Victoria Monet at Chris Brown shows,
Hmm.
they're like, "What are you doing there?" It's like, dog, it's Chris
Yeah.
Brown. I'm sorry.
It's so crazy, bro. I just don't know. I wish we know the timeline or go to that Earth B where Chris Brown never did that. Like, how big would Chris Brown be if he would have never done that to Rihanna? I thought about that a few
Coming
times.
Michael
Like,
Jackson,
you say what?
like everybody what people think the weekend is, I think Chris Brown would have been way bigger than that, like way bigger
Way
than
bigger.
that in the pop arena.
Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, Chris got that, bro. He's like B, singing, the dancing. He's the trifecta. He got
Yeah,
the
he's the
looks, the
last survivor
mellow.
of that traditional R&B artist from
Mm-hmm.
back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, man. Just
Sorry, Chris
sucks.
Brown. But this is the
Yeah.
20-year anniversary of your album, so hopefully I can talk about it later this year.
Dang,
Maybe,
20 years?
yeah, of
What?
his
How
like
old is Chris
self-titled.
Brown now? 36?
Yeah, I think so. 36,
Because he was
37.
like
Because I remember he's
16
on.
when that dropped, right?
I think so. I'm not
Yeah, he's
sure.
36, bro. He turned 36 in May. That's crazy.
That's why Chris Brown is our generation.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.